The question that you,
The question I asked was, when I was doing the AI call coaching, the question of, what's the market like right now came up, and I didn't know how to transition that back.
right. So which call were you doing? Just a regular buyer call? Was it
I
a
was doing a sphere.
sphere? Yeah, so again, as I was saying, that kind of puts you on your heels. You're like, now, I don't want to say on the defense that you're defending anything, but you have to ask yourself what the goal is. What's the goal of the conversation? The goal of the conversation is to the end result is to help people buy, sell, invest in real estate. There's also the concept of jab, 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 right hook, and with that's Gary Vaynerchuk's book. I think it's I don't know, look up Gary V and his books, and one of the books is like jab, 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 left hook. And what he's really saying is the jabs are giving free information, free content, value, 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 and then the left hook is a call to action. The left hook is the paid premium service, right? And so you don't want to avoid the questions. You don't want to not answer questions. In fact, you want to bring value. And the way to really do that is by asking questions, right? The way to do that is by getting a meeting. Getting a meeting gets you one step closer to helping people. Now, do you want to meet with everybody? No, of course not. You don't want to meet with people who, you know, just got. I know you just don't want to meet with everyone right now, right? So when somebody asks me, how's the market? I could answer a few different ways. Oh, the market's amazing. The market's great. It's good, and a lot of times we do answer that way. But what you probably should end up doing is, that's a really great question. It depends on who's asking and what market you're in, right? Now, if you're in, Sussex County and you're a buyer, it's one market. If you're in Sussex County as a seller, it's a different market. The good market for sellers isn't necessarily a great market for buyers. It's a challenging market, right? Do I want to tell a buyer it's a challenging market? Right? So I have to be careful how I answer that. Say, the market is really, it's really doing wild things right now. And I guess really the question I would ask you, now I'm putting the question back onto them, is what is your goal, right? In being in the market, right? Um, if you're talking to a sphere and you're letting them know you're a realtor, let's go from the start to the finish. If you're letting them know they're a realtor out of the blue, and they're like, "Oh, we're not really doing anything." But by the way, how's the market? That's a really good question. And what I always ask my clients, like you, because I'm using language that says you're already my client. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it. I'm saying my clients like you is what's your end goal, right? If you were to do something in the market, what would it be? And then I could better tailor the facts around what you need to, like, so what would your goal be? Now they have to answer me. Well, I mean, if anything, we would possibly buy a vacation home in Lake George. Oh, cool. Well, that's a really good question when you talk about vacation homes. Um, of course, I specialize here in New Jersey. I don't sell in Lake George. From what our partners tell us, it's a very very brisk market, and what that means is things are selling quite fast. And or you could say, what our friends are telling me, it's just as hectic over there that it is over here. If you're serious about buying in XYZ location that I'm not a member of, um, what I would suggest is speaking with my partner over there. They're amazing. I have two partners who I love there. Would you be entirely opposed to taking a call from one of my partners who services that market? It's just like working with me, except they're the specialists in that market. You wouldn't be great. Well, just confirm your now. I've
Yeah, taking it
shifted
full
it.
circle.
Right. And if it is our market, same thing. Well, it's a really good question, and I love that you asked it. And the question I would then ask you is, what is your goal in the market here in North Jersey? Well, we'd like to sell this, it's a condo. We'd like to get out of our rental and buy something. Yeah, a lot of people want to buy right now because there's one thing that I've learned in the time I've been in business. Don't say in the short time.
Mhm.
One of the reasons I partnered with my experienced team, we have over, right here on our team, we have over 30 years experience, but over, the span of our team, we have hundreds of years collectively of experience. And what we've learned is that in the last 30 years, there isn't a property out there that has gone down in value. In fact, my operating partner, Eric, often says when he's driving by properties he sold 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, he wishes he had bought every one of them. So they asked me, what's the market? I said, well, what's your goal? We'd like to buy. It's not really a fun market for buyers right now. Interest rates are higher than they were 3, 4 years ago, a lot higher, double.
Yeah.
Um, do I want to tell them that? No.
No.
And it's not like I'm hiding it. Everyone knows it. But I'm not going to focus on the fact that interest rates are higher. I'm not going to focus that in most cases, if it's a decent property priced within the market, like of at market value or 2 or 3% low, it's going to go 10% up. What I'm going to focus on are the positives, which would encourage them what to get to the next step of my goal, which is to help them buy a piece of real estate. So I have to keep that in mind.
Okay.
My goal is to help people buy and sell real estate. And all along the way, from getting from over here to over here, which is the promised land, it's conversation, have a meeting, conversation, sign contracts, conversation. What is the first conversation? Pre-qualifying them. How's the market? I'm going to ask pre-qualifying questions. That's a really great question. How the market is. How's the market? Oh, if I got $1 for everyone who asked me that question, I'd be rich, right? What I would ask, now I'm pre-qualifying them, is, what's your goal in the market? We're looking to buy our first home. Awesome. That's so exciting. What we've learned over the 30 plus years of doing this right here in North Jersey, my operating partner, Eric, often says it when he drives by homes that he sold 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. There isn't a home that hasn't gone down in value. They all have gone up. So he wishes he bought every home. And what we know right now is that it's a great time to buy a home. So I kind of answered their question. And the real way to get the best knowledge of the market is to do what we call a buyer strategy session or an exploratory meeting. And what would happen during that meeting, we could do it via Zoom or we could do it in person, whichever you guys feel is more comfortable and convenient. But what would happen are three things. Number one, you will learn exactly what's going on right now in the market and how it pertains to you. Number two, you will understand exactly what we need to do if your goal is to X, Y, and Z. And three, you will learn what it would be like to hire me and my team to help you do that. Three things. Number one, you'll learn exactly what's going on in the market. Number two, you'll learn what you need to do in order to get the best results and get what you want, when you want, wherever you want. Number three, you will learn what it would be like if you were to hire me and my team to help you do that. So I'm getting closer. Let me ask you a question. Would you be entirely opposed to setting up like a 30-minute exploratory conversation? Maybe they say yes, maybe they say no, right? Set up that appointment. And then, again, so that's the long answer.
No, I appreciate it. That's what I needed. Um,
Um, all right. Yeah, so you have, I don't know, 10 minutes or so.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Go ahead and get a couple role plays in. I'm going to do a couple things here. Um, and then I'm going to head off to the office.
And I had one more question before
Sure.
I do an AI call. Um, when it comes to, because I know I've been mostly doing like practice and training and learning right now, like I wanted to ask you how or when, I guess, I could start helping as a showing assistant.
Yeah, I mean, so as soon as we get buyer appointment or buyer interest, what I'll do is go through that um, go through that process with you in tow,
Okay.
right? Um, we have one listing. We have I do have a buyer, but he's not really, he's not really, look, there's so the part of it is there's probably 1,100 buyers in our database.
Mhm.
What I'm gearing you up to do is to help bring them up to the
In.
surface.
Yeah.
And so one of the big calls that I want you doing is saying, "Hey, this you're going to go through the database and you're going to say, hey, this is Victoria with Eric Melnikoff's team. I see here that when you go here, I'll show you real quick. So when
Mhm.
you go into our database, right, and that's not the database, and let's go to someone else. So let's say we go to the ponds and we go to the buyer ponds. Where's the buyer pond? Here's a buyer pond,
Okay. I
right?
only have access, I think, to 44 Madison.
We'll get you into the buyer pond, right? And you go in here and you say, okay, James Clark. He came in. He submitted a contact form. Wikipedia. I don't know what this is. I probably got the one guy who's trying to prospect us. What is this? Sufficient. Okay, what is this? So let me go to another one. Let me go to the next one. So this guy came to us on Drakestown Road back in April of 2025, right? So I'm going to quickly read the notes. Now, I could do this as I'm dialing, right? I'm dialing and this guy pops up. Once he pops up, I'm going to expand the lead, and as it's ringing, I'm going to roll down like this. Okay, April 25, Washington Township, New Jersey. Any communication? No answer. Hi, hello. Oh yeah, hey, Deanna. Hey, Deanna. This is Eric Melnikoff, Keller Williams Realty. Hey, real quick, maybe you can help me. I'm going through my database and I see that back in April you came to an open house or you called us on a little property out in Washington Township, 67 Drakestown Road. I don't know if you remember that. Were you like, are you an investor? Are you a buyer? Were you, like, what's the deal? Were you okay? You were looking to invest. Okay, and say so. Did you buy a property or are you still looking? Right. And as I'm talking to them, because I can do it, I'm looking like that agent, that buyer. Oh, what is this? Right. I don't know what's up with William. Did he call? I don't see. Yeah, I don't know why William did this recently. There's no real right, but it still shows that the database is reaching out to her.
Mhm.
So I would just call her, right? And oh yeah, no, we're still looking. Oh, we're investors. Oh, you're investors. Tell me real quick, what are you looking for? What's your what are your buy boxes? Is what we call investor. The things we say to investors, like what are the things you're looking for? Location, price, type of property, condition. What's your end goal on it? What are you looking to do with it? Buy and hold, fix and flip, um, wholesale. Like so, again, that's a little. Again, you just got to know that questions, right? Those questions. So that's kind of why you go through all these scripts right now. I'm going down here, buyer pawn. Again, this is another one. What is this? Hi, Eric. I was unable to find your email, so I'm sending you. What is this? Once again, want ourselves having. This is another 67 Drakestown, right? These aren't all Drakestown, by the way. Christopher Lee. Here's another one. This is someone who is. Wait, who is this? Who is this? Let me see. Teaneck. Yeah, I don't know why William's doing this. We'll find out. He might just be trying to keep busy. So they submitted a form back in March of 2023 in Inglewood, Bergen County. Was there any community? Chris, Catherine never got in touch with her. Doesn't look like a many. I don't know what this property is. Is this their property? Right, look at this. It listed. So we lost this opportunity, maybe. Right? Says it's a buyer. Let's find out, right? So you're just going through these. When was the last time they looked at the thing? They looked in March. So they really haven't been looking. But we call Chris. Hey, Chris, I noticed here you're in my database. You reached out to us on a property in Inglewood. Gosh, it was just about a year ago. And then I see here, is it true you guys listed your property? Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Congratulations. What was the deal? Were you guys looking to sell this little house and go into something bigger, better, a condo? What did you buy yet? Are you working with a buyer specialist? No, I'm not working with a spec. I didn't sign a buyer agency agreement and I'm still looking. Boom. That's what you're looking for,
Yep.
right? Where did you go? That's what you're looking for. And at that point, you're going to take the notes, and you're going to move it to the point where you say, listen, my partner Eric is our lead agent, and what I'd like to do, if you're not entirely opposed to it, is get with him and schedule a time where we can jump on a quick call and see if I can help you with some maybe off-market properties. Would you be opposed to that? If they're still looking for a house and they're not signed up with an agent, I should know about it.
Mm.
That's part of what you're going to do, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll get us I honestly, I don't focus on bringing buyers to the table. They're either going to call me on my listings, in which case I'll pre-qualify or disqualify them, and then we'll work with them. They all go into the database, or they're in our database already. And I'm not calling them. That's up to the agents on the team to call them. I'm
Yeah.
calling sellers. That's my specific job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. And if I wanted to look back at this recording, should I reach out to William?
Say it one more time.
Sorry. If I wanted to review this recording so I can go over everything,
Yeah, yeah. William
reach out
should
to
put them
William.
up. He's got to be putting these up. He's not putting them up.
Okay.
So I'll find out from him what's going on.
I can also always message him as well. Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna do one of the calls before I head for the meeting.
All right, you got it. Talk to you soon.
Hey, Noah, it's Victoria. Long time no see. I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, I just calling to check in, see how you are, see how family is. Oh, yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, so I was actually just about heading into a meeting. I was wondering if this is a good time, just take up a few minutes. Awesome. So I wanted to let you know that I just started a new career. I became a licensed real estate professional and I'm working with a national team, Keller Williams. Yeah, so I actually got my degree in real estate, and so I decided to come back to New Jersey and get my license. And I made a commitment this year to help about 20 families buy, sell, or invest in real estate, anywhere in the country. So I was reaching out, going through my phone, going through my contacts, reaching out to good people like you, and just wanted to ask, who do you know that I might be able to help? Yeah, of course, I completely understand. There's also usually like six, seven life events that happen to people around you, not just yourself, maybe a marriage, a divorce, a new job. Um, these big life events usually cause people to buy or sell real estate. Does anyone come up in your mind that I could be able to help? Okay, that's totally okay. I appreciate you even thinking about it. And I did want to mention, I know you mentioned that you know a few agents, but I'm not sure if you've heard of this. Our team has something called market reports. It's completely free and it gives you average list price, average days on market, and just keeps you updated on all new listings in your area. Would that be something you'd be interested in doing? I could send it to you monthly or biweekly. Yeah, of course. So I'd love to sign you up. What's your best email? All right, noahfisher@gmail.com. Perfect. I've got you in there. And I just wanted to say it was great to connect with you. Would you be offended if I checked in time to time to see how you and the family are doing? No worries. I'll check in and we'll connect once more in a few weeks. All right, talk to you soon. Thank you.